At the start of my show, I always say the same line, or at least I try to always say the same line. And it goes something like this. The Given Consent podcast goal is to introduce you to the people and ideas behind consent culture or sex positivity, empowering you with the tools to disrupt toxic patterns and choose healthy desires or pursue healthy desires. I know the intro to my own show, don't worry about it. And I just want to talk a little bit about why I phrase it like that. In particular, the disrupt toxic patterns and pursue healthy desires. And I say this because I feel like a lot of us end up in the cycle of saying, like, I only get into relationships with toxic people, or I only attract a certain type of person and it's just like my ex. And we get into the same relationship over and over again. And I was introduced to this concept of pattern interruption. As in, the reality is you're not broken. The reality is you've been in a cycle. You're looking for what's familiar instead of what is going to actually be empowering for you. So this is about being able to recognize those toxic patterns and then choose to do something different, which is pursue healthy desires, which is to say, instead of getting into a relationship, for me, and someone called me out on this recently, or maybe they said it and I felt like they were speaking directly to my soul, was something about like changing yourself so you can fit into the type of relationship the other person wants. And I bring that up because I do this. I try and shut down pieces of myself. I try and negotiate to be with people. And I promise myself that I'm not going to do it. But, well, the reality is it happened very recently. So I constantly am here doing this, not just for you, the audience, but also as a reminder to me to stay out of toxic patterns, to not reintroduce them into my life like I am very good at doing, because humans are habitual in nature and we love ourselves for being human. But also pursuing the healthy desires means getting really clear on what those healthy desires might be. So if you are a journaling person, this would be a great journal prompt for you. Like, what would a pleasurable lifestyle actually look like? And start identifying what's missing, and maybe even what kinds of patterns you're attracted to. Like, there's a lot of patterns I know that I am attracted to, and being able to identify and label and really say, here it is, here is the thing that I am attracted to that I need to acknowledge is not good and healthy for me. And I'm talking about things like, I am attracted to chocolate and I want to eat it all the time. And also, eating it all of the time is not good for me. So there have to be limits and rules around it. And your sexuality works a lot like that too. So I'm just going to encourage you, if you are watching this, that you take a minute to think about patterns that you have seen in relationships, both in yourself and in partners. The part about yourself is very important because you're the only person you can change. And then what would those healthy desires actually look like? Not just, like, oh, I want a threesome. Like, why do you want a threesome? And what would that feel like? Is it because it's sexy? Is it because you saw it in a porn once? Like, which is a perfectly fine, valid reason. But to be realistic about it and why you want to do these things. And you might be surprised what comes out. And if you do this exercise, I would love to hear about it. All right. If you are watching this, you're probably on my Patreon already, but of course, this is part of my challenge to keep making videos every single day for 6 weeks. And if you're getting something out of it, please go check out the Patreon because there's a whole other community on there. All right. Love you more.